My name is Maximus Decimus Meritus, commander of the armies of the North, general of the Felix Legions, and loyal servant to the true emperor Marcus Aurelius.
Just to be clear, he's reading that. It wasn't memorized, but it was still good.
What's it from?
The first one.
It's from the first one.
I'm Lucius,
I was gonna
son of Maximilius.
Okay. I was gonna do also like an Are You Not Entertained? But
I know I'm ready to be a gladiator.
He doesn't have an Irish accent. This fucking movie.
Gladiator 2, everybody.
I am excited.
Yeah, this is like the last big tentpole release of the year. This and Wicked.
No, something's coming out December 20th.
Gladiator or whatever you want to call it. Is this what
Gladiator? Glicked. Glicked. Get glicked. What's your wackiator?
Yes.
I don't know if it's a shame,
Wickiator.
but like Wicked is just dominating right now.
Yeah, it's got like 96
99
fucking Ariana Grande is like a shoe-in for an Oscar nomination.
Apparently it's very good.
Yeah,
I actually might go watch it on... It's part 1.
Is it?
Yeah, secret part 1.
Jesus, secret part 1.
I might go watch it on Tuesday, we'll see.
Nice. I'll definitely see it over the Christmas break with the family. I think that'll be a family outing. Yeah.
But Gladiator 2, a lot of hype around Ridley Scott.
Starring
Pedro Pascal.
Who isn't it starring? Starring Pedro Pascal. You're going to drop his name first. You just
love
want to say Pedro
Pedro Pascal.
Paul Mescal.
Joseph Quinn.
Denzel Washington.
Is that it? There's no females in this movie.
I mean, I guess that's kind of accurate to the time of who would have been like big players. But the first one had big female characters.
Yeah.
The sister of Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah. Oh, fuck.
I watched it recently.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I would like to start potentially before we get into Gladiator 2. Let's just do our due diligence on Gladiator 1.
Okay, yeah, I have that here.
So obviously it won Best Picture back
in year
2000.
Yes.
I'm ready.
Fuck. Man comes in. I didn't do any prep.
And it's a revered movie. It's pretty much universally loved. It's the sort of like person who thinks they're a cinephile but not's like quirky favorite movie. Have you noticed that?
What do you mean?
My favorite movie is Gladiator. But it's like they're trying to pick like, and it's usually someone who you wouldn't think likes like big action movies, and they're like, I hate action movies, but I love Gladiator.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. We actually have someone joining us later at the theater, and it's his favorite movie.
Oh, is that?
It's his favorite movie of all time.
Yeah, and this has got a lot of hype around it. So
and it's supposed to be very good.
Yes,
which is
I don't know.
Do you
know what the RT's at?
I don't know the RT. I just know people are liking it.
Okay. Do
you know the RT?
I think when I looked when the reviews first started coming in, I think it was like mid 80s.
Yeah,
or something.
I can see that. And I'm told that it's. Are you not entertained? And yes, I am entertained.
Yeah, because the first one managed to. The fun fact about the first one is they actually went into it without a full script.
Really?
And they were making up a lot of things as they were going. And the opening scene of the movie is he's standing there at the crest of the battle, and the bird lands, and he looks at the bird, and it flies off, and he kind of looks at it, and Ridley Scott literally just made that up on the day. He's like, they got a bird wrangler in. He went up to Russell, and like the scene was completely different. And he's like, why don't we try this? Like, let's have a bird come in and sort of look at it, and it flies away. And Russell Crowe, I saw in an interview, he's like, I'm thinking like he's totally fucking with me. Like this is just some made up thing. And he's like, yeah. And then you go see the movie, and he's like, I did it exactly as he said, and I didn't really think it worked. And then I saw the movie, and I'm like, okay, I get this movie now.
Did you see the interview with Russell talking about the feet?
How? Oh no, the feet?
Like when he goes to see his dead wife, and Ridley's like, all right, we're going to shoot it. You're going to be like 10 feet back, and you're going to see her charred feet hanging.
Oh.
He's like, they couldn't afford, all they had were feet.
Right, okay.
And Russell's like, Ridley, like, this is my wife. I have to go up. I got to like kiss the foot or something. And Ridley's like, no, all we have is the feet. Like, it will never work. He's like, frame it so it works. And Ridley's like, all right, I'll give you one take where you go up. And Russell's like, I went a little too far. And he goes, and in the movie, he like slobbers all over them. And he's like, and Ridley decided to keep that one in.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
So you can see there's the theme of the first one of this like magical sort of coalescing of things could have gone really wrong, but somehow they went right, and it was a huge blockbuster success, and then also got all the award accolades as well.
Yeah.
Do you think this installment, 24 years later, has any chance of striking that same note, or is this more of like a popcorn entertaining movie?
So what I have heard from my early buzz is Denzel is a strong favorite for Best Supporting Actor from this movie, which has me very excited.
From being mocked in that first trailer to potentially
hey?
snagging an Oscar would be crazy.
Before we go deeper into Gladiator and Gladiator 2, do you want to do some quick sideys?
Sure.
Let me just pull up my letterboxd at AjoHell21.
I have not been crushing, but I know you've been crushing.
I haven't been crushing too hard. I think I've done like
I don't know if I've got anything for you.
4 or 5. Go ahead.
I got To Die For, Criterion Collection, Nicole Kidman, 1996, I believe.
Okay, he's just making up a movie.
No,
now.
we watched it. I think that's the only new watch I have, and it's really really good. It's sort of like a Gone Girl. It's about this woman who's like a local weather lady in like a really small town, and she has these like lofty ambitions of being like a celebrity star, and she thinks she's gonna like get her way up, and she's kind of willing to do anything to become like one of those national news stories of like, you know, wife survives like husband's attempted murder, and they become this like national darling, and she's kind of orchestrating a tragedy to happen to her so that she can get in the limelight. It's really really good.
Nice.
Gus Van Sant directed it.
Okay, nice. I got The Substance.
Oh, okay, you finally got it.
Super good, dude. Like
the body horror is wild,
and it's just like the performances, the story it tells, the way it's shot, everything about it is a very good movie.
And the two leads kind of working off each other was just wonderful. Even though they do have some interaction together, but you just really feel like they're the same person in a lot of ways.
Dev Patel's Monkey Man.
Yeah.
Pretty good, man. Yeah, I quite enjoyed it. And some like very unique and interesting combat and kills, which brought something fresh to an overcooked genre.
Really good rage aspect.
Yeah.
That was a good movie.
The animated Transformers 1.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's all right.
Yeah,
like I was really looking forward to like, because Megatron and Optimus are friends, and then they become enemies, but they didn't really do that well. Sebastian Stan in The Apprentice.
Oh, you saw that?
Yeah.
Any good?
It's actually pretty interesting. The biggest takeaway is like a lot of people are expecting to see this like characterization or caricature of Trump and like being an idiot, but it's a lot more subtle, so it doesn't give people that kind of payoff that they want to see. And some people are calling it like a glory lap. Ever since he's won, now people are kind of staying away from this movie.
Right.
And my last one is the Netflix. It's apparently a Best Picture runner, Emilia Perez. It's like a musical, deals with like immigration and like transgender. Zoe Saldana.
I know. I've seen the posters.
Selena Gomez. Yeah. Not good.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like cool idea, but very half-baked, poor execution.
Because it's very rare that Netflix successfully gets in that Oscar kind of race. I think All Quiet on the Western Front was the only. It didn't win.
The Power of the Dog 2 years ago.
That's true.
Roma 3 years ago. But anyways, let's do some fast questions here.
Okay.
Back to Gladiator 2. Question number 1 for you. Will we get a Russell Crowe on screen or just a Maximus reference?
I was going to wonder that if we have an opening scene de-age surprise sequence of him training Lucius back in the day.
That'd actually be kind of sick. No, but he dies though.
No, but it's from before all that. Before he went to the big battle.
Fuck, maybe. Why not, right?
Use your intuition, Gladiator.
Definitely a reference, but Maximus before him.
Yeah, definitely some references.
Yeah. Or even
I think you'll get someone telling, like when he's in the little prison cells in between fights, someone will like be like, I saw your father fight it.
Is he supposed to be his dad?
Yeah.
Oh.
He's Lucius. He's a little kid in the first movie.
Oh, he is?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think he's going to like do the sand thing? Like pick up the sand?
I think you'll get a few things like that, yeah.
Yeah, okay. My second and last question. This is a bit of a deviation for you here. This is a fast question. Name one other sequel to a Best Picture winner.
Jaws 2.
Did Jaws win Best Picture?
I don't think so.
Rocky 2. Rocky 2. There it is. That's the one I had written down.
Nice.
Rocky 2. There's been a couple. Rocky 2 is the one that stood out to me. Then I was like, fuck, Rocky won Best Picture?
Yeah, 1976.
Yeah. Fuck. All right. So what do I got here? Denzel, strong favorite for Best Supporting, yes. Okay, here's something that's been popping up a lot. A lot of people are in a huff about historical inaccuracies. Sharks in the Coliseum, newspapers. Printing press wasn't invented until like, fuck off.
Yeah. And then
it's a fictional fucking movie.
It's just ridiculous.
It's crazy.
Because I know the original plan for Gladiator 2, because he's been wanting to make this for a long time.
Yeah, he was supposed to bring him back to life,
Yeah,
dude.
and he was going to fight in various wars throughout history. It was going to be like Maximus in like World War II. And like that sounded like a fucking batshit crazy idea.
Yeah.
But one thing I thought maybe could work is if they went in more of like a fantastical direction and like
He like fights the gods
monsters,
or something.
Yeah, gods or some kind of creatures.
I could definitely see that.
It doesn't look like, unless that's behind the veil of this movie, but it does seem like they're pushing the believability of whatever happened in the Colosseums to the absolute max.
I agree, but like, why
they're
not?
flooded with water in this one, and there's like ships and shit.
Yeah, which
apparently happened.
But the sharks.
Our historical producers giving us the thumbs up there.
But people are saying that there were never sharks in the Coliseum, and people are like getting upset about that.
It's just like,
but the argument I'm hearing is like, well, he butchered Napoleon, he's butchering this too. But this is this is fictional.
And I get griping about Napoleon more because it's like you've anchored it around a real historical figure.
biographical film. But like,
Maximus was real, right?
There was actually a tale about him.
Achilles actually got his heel fucked by now. Let's talk about the cast really briefly, because this just seems like a little collection of the
sexiest cast I've ever seen.
Literally the hottest actors in Hollywood right now. You got Joseph Quinn.
Yeah.
You got fucking Pedro Pascal. Like, where does he find the fucking time to do all these movies?
And Paul Mescal.
And they're both in the new Fantastic Four.
Yeah, I know.
You got Paul Mescal, who's just like hasn't been in anything, but for some reason
so hot.
Yeah. Glenn Powell is the only one missing from this movie.
Could you imagine? hey, Lucius.
Let me show you how to duel.
It's
more Heath Ledger joke.
There was like I just came across like a stray Reddit comment, and someone was like, the eye candy in this movie is insane. My theater was 90% women.
Yeah, it's true. Like, there's a lot of really sexy masculine energy in this movie.
Yeah.
And who do you kind of anticipate is gonna really shine the most?
Well, Joseph Quinn is playing like an eccentric kind of.
He's more like the Joaquin Phoenix character.
Yeah,
which with the makeup.
Would be good for him because like he's only got two big things under his belt, and both of them very stoic.
Yeah,
I would say
Quiet Place Day One,
and Stranger Things.
Yeah, I always forget he's in Stranger Things.
I think Pedro's gonna shine. I don't know. He just like he always brings it
because he looks like he's the main antagonist, or at least the physical antagonist. Yes. And then Denzel seems like he's Denzel the twist.
I think he's like the mentor.
I think he's the twist.
He's the Proximus.
I think he's gonna try and take power at the end and use him as a
power's not earned. It's taken.
And I'm drunk right now.
Stop.
I'll fight right now.
The printing press wasn't invented. Shut up.
Okay, yeah, so I kind of spoiled it here, but one big question I had for you is if there's one twist, if one character is like central to the twist going in a different direction, who you got there?
Like, so who's gonna double cross? Paul Mescal. Like, I don't want to say Denzel. I think he's gonna be a straight shooter throughout. I could see like maybe Joseph Quinn.
Yeah.
Because maybe Pedro Pascal is seizing power over Joseph Quinn, because Joseph Quinn is like the actual emperor kind of thing.
Because the way they did it in the first one, which was really smart, is Joaquin Phoenix's character actually decides he's going to fight him, but he like stabs him beforehand.
Yeah.
So do you think they'll try and like repeat the same 3-act structure of like, oh, he gets to fight the main bad guy at the end, or do you think they'll like flip the formula on its head? And if so, how?
Yeah, it'd be interesting because they can't really end like if they end on a Paul Mescal Pedro Pascal fight. It's kind of like very much like the first.
I think you get that, and then my prediction is that there's like an uprising with all the gladiators like escaping from the Coliseum, and there's like, and they hijack some boat and like leave in the ocean and like leave Rome to go to pastures new.
Okay,
that's my prediction.
There's
a sort of like rebellion, and everyone and all the common citizens like want their heroes to like escape and like not be like because in the first one like only one person gets their freedom, I believe, if they like win all the challenges.
Yeah.
But I think there's like a rebellion of sorts, and all the gladiators like work together and escape on a boat, is my guess.
Do you think Paul Mescal dies?
Fuck, that's a good question. I haven't even thought of that. I think he helps him get on the boat, and he's just like all happy and just like bleeding out.
That's just like the first one.
No.
It's pretty much like the first one.
Now. And he just fucking crumples over. He has to die. Denzel dies for sure. You can see the blood.
Yeah, the blood coming out of his mouth. Denzel dies. Pedro's fucking dead.
Beheaded, Jango Fett style.
Well, I wonder if they probably want to give him a worse death than Game of Thrones, maybe something like that, right?
I think he gets beheaded. Is my guess there.
Yeah.
And then we got some animal creatures. I think there's alligators. I think lions probably make another comeback.
Rhino. Ridley's.
That's pushing.
He wanted to do a rhino in the first one, but they didn't have the budget for it.
Right, I do remember hearing that. And alligators, I think, was originally in one of the drafts, and they couldn't do that either.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
How many thumbs sideways, up and down?
Just one. Yeah. One little throwaway.
Up or down? Will the thumb be up or down when we first see it?
Down.
I'm writing that down.
Yeah, write it down.
How many, like, do you think Paul Mescal's gonna be fighting through the ranks? Do people know that he's Maximus's son?
Yeah, no, I think he does. I mean, it sounds so generic, but like you could see him doing like lowly kind of street fights at the beginning.
Yeah.
Kind of likes to get beat up a lot, and they're like, oh, he's losing.
Gets sold into the gladiator trade kind of thing.
I think the way they do it is more willing. Like he has this like self-hate, like self-worth issue.
Okay,
so that's why he doesn't see himself as like
it's like punishment,
because he had like a bloodline to royalty, but
Yeah.
it never kind of worked out. So he like signs up like voluntarily.
Okay, you got I just thought of an opening scene actually.
Okay.
It might hit you. It's gonna be like very, very only a few years after Maximus's death, and there's gonna be like a mother like running and shielding, and there's gonna be like lots of mass killing to like try and kill out the bloodline.
Okay.
And she like gives away Paul Mescal to someone and like sends him on a boat to like keep the bloodline alive.
He wasn't like a baby though. You're cradling him like he's a little baby. He'll be like 10. Mom.
Yeah,
Mother.
sure. I'll make him 10.
Sure.
Maybe I'll make him 11. Fuck.
Yeah. Okay. And he goes away with like a rough crew.
Yeah.
Like, kind of like Star-Lord and the.
Yeah.
How does he go? The whistle guy.
Oh, is it Yondu?
Oh, there it is. That's good.
Yeah, and then it flashed forward to him just getting his ass kicked, like getting punched.
Yeah.
Lucius,
Drinking.
why do you do this to yourself?
Yeah.
Help with drinking.
Yeah. Bring me more wine.
Thoughts on Paul Mescal being a little bit disrespectful towards meeting King Charles? Did you hear about this?
No.
So King Charles came to the press junket.
Okay.
And they
I
interviewed
thought you were talking about a character. Like I was like, I guess he knows the character's called King Charles.
They interview him. They're like, oh, like you got to meet the king. How was that? Like, was that exciting? He goes like, oh, well, I'm Irish, so I don't really care.
Oh, I love that. That's such an Irish thing to say.
Yeah.
A little bit of Irish grit.
It is. I'm happy for Ridley, though. He got his dream come true. Yeah. Actually, I wonder if we'll get a fighter cameo. That's a good question.
Oh, yeah. Like a Randy Couture or something.
Yeah, exactly. Or Patty the Batty. Come on, Gladiator!
That's the thing with the Emperor. It's always on his Thames. I'm not fucking fighting, lad.
Fuck me, that's funny.
That would be good though. But yeah, what are you kind of? Okay, one other prediction for you. Do you think we see bare breasts in this movie?
Maybe bare ass, but male bare ass.
Male bare ass, no Paul Mescal like kind of with like a
no, maybe like he walks
whore.
through a bathhouse and then like in the background.
I think he will. I think this movie's gonna like because it is 18A, I believe.
That's radar, yeah.
Yeah, so I think we'll get some of that. I'd like to see some like rewatching the first one recently. There's not a ton of gore.
No,
I'd like that to kind of be upped a little bit.
100%.
Like some really good brutal battles
and some like gashes, some sword gashes,
and like the sharks like ripping people apart. The red bubbles coming up.
Yeah.
And then just some like really creative ways to like kind of like Mad Max Furiosa when they like all have to work together to like find a way to like take down a bigger opponent. Like that'd be great.
Now you get me
some
excited.
good strategy.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think this movie's like it's kind of a layup. Like they got a great cast, solid director.
I don't think it's a layup though, because they're coming off an Academy Award winner. So I think to answer your question at the very beginning, I think there is some precedent for this movie to get nominated. I think as they're making this movie, they're thinking, okay, like
it's just like times have changed. Like those big epics don't win things anymore. Yeah, maybe nominated, but I don't see it getting.
It's not going to win.
Winning, no,
but like anything less than a nomination might be considered a critical failure.
I don't know if I agree, just because like I said, like the world has changed. Like back in the day, like the Lord of the Rings would win big awards. Titanic, like these days it's the smaller critical darlings that get a lot more attention. I don't know if this movie can really get out there. Like I'd love to see it. Like maybe there's the one Best Supporting Actor nomination, maybe like music, visual effects, or whatever. But the visual effects haven't looked amazing from the trailers, but very often they're not fully finished. So
yeah, I think the first Gladiator was nominated for 12 and won 11 Oscars or some shit like that. Costume, original
Russell
score.
Crowe won Best Actor.
Did he?
Yeah, then he won the next year for Beautiful Mind.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Now
no, I think he was in 2 Best Picture wins back to back, and he won for Beautiful Mind. I think he was nominated for.
That's crazy.
Yeah, he was on fucking fire.
Now he just produces schlock.
Yeah, and he looks like schlock.
So true.
All right. Do you think we get a little intro from Ridley Scott, like in the Cineplex.
Oh yeah. Hey,
welcome Cineplex.
Hello, Canada.
On his 5th one. Yeah. Enjoy some popcorn.
I love that. You've seen this movie at a large premium screen.
Enjoy the theater experience, Cineplex.
Oh, he's got to be like, what, 82
Canada,
or something?
82.
Yeah. Fuck.
There's do you see Pascal just posted like a 15-page slideshow of just all his like cell phone behind the scenes photos?
Oh, really?
There's some really good ones of just like him getting wine with Ridley Scott at night. He just looks so old and tired. But he like went on a boat with like Joseph Quinn and them. Like they all seem like they're really good friends.
Yeah, I've been watching some of the press tour through TikTok and like, fuck man, Pedro Pascal is just such a darling.
Yeah.
Like
I've never seen anyone. He's got a time turner because he's just everywhere all the time.
And he just like gets along with everyone so
Yeah.
well. He's like
laid
Joseph.
back.
I don't like Joseph. I'm gonna be seeing a lot of Joseph.
Yeah. All right. Well, I feel like I'm pretty fucking ready to see this thing.
Yeah, I'm excited to see this. So we'll see you guys back here in 3,
2,
1.
All right, we're back.
Who's that?
It's by Paul Mescal.
Oh,
I could never do it as good the second
I thought
time.
that was Joseph Quinn. All right, we're back from Gladiator 2.
Oh, it's more like Mescal. You know what I mean? Like there's like almost a. There's
Are you
a bit
still
of a
trying to do a Paul Mescal impression?
yeah. There's a bit of James McAvoy in there as well, like with the teeth and the sort of like.
Okay,
He's
yeah.
like a slightly better. He's an even better looking version of James McAvoy. Anyway,
We're back from Gladiator 2.
Yep.
I got one question for you.
Okay.
Are you not entertained?
I'm fucking entertained.
Yeah, you liked it?
I loved it.
Really?
You didn't like it?
You know what?
Oh shit.
Okay, hold on. I thought it was a good movie.
Okay.
And I think the onus is on me here. I did this with the fucking first one too. I always get confused between an action movie and an epic.
There's lots of action in this one though.
But it was more of an epic. So it's a slower it tells a tale.
Yeah, it's a long tale. You got to sit down.
Exactly, yeah.
Meet
And
the
I was just like,
characters.
oh fuck, I wasn't expecting this.
Oh,
Getting a little bit sleepy.
Okay. Well, this just changes everything. I thought we were just. Gonna
I still thought it was a good movie. It just
Yeah.
didn't blow me away.
Okay. I mean, I thought it was a very pure, fun. I was really surprised, pleasantly surprised, how much it connected to the first one, and I think that probably helped me because I just watched it like 3 or 4 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I was a bit more, and because the first one is like that similar kind of pace, maybe
Yes.
I was just in a bit of a better mindset,
Yeah.
where I like had my expectations correctly aligned.
Yep.
But I think what can't really be denied is like what I loved the most about this movie is just how much it was elevated by a good old fashioned ensemble. Like,
Yeah. Okay.
I thought all the actors were so good and like really gave a lot of interesting scenes, like to the point where even in the slow scenes, like I was always interested in like what someone was doing.
That's a good perspective.
I think the biggest crime in the entire movie was not casting Ed Sheeran as what is his name? Caracalla.
Yeah.
All I could think of the entire time was smug looking at Ed Sheeran was just popped in there.
I don't think Ed has the range.
No, I don't think so either. But fun fact, apparently until just before they started shooting, that was originally also the other hottest actor in Hollywood was going to be in that role.
Who?
Who's-
Nicholas Holt?
Who just can't miss right now? Nicholas Holt's missed. Jack the Giant Slayer.
Who just can't miss right now? I don't know. Give me a hint.
Barry Keoghan.
Holy shit.
Yeah, and apparently the dynamic of the brothers was much more like equal. Where
Yeah,
it was Joseph
yeah.
Quinn and Barry, but then they changed the whole dynamic. And I thought that petulant little like swine played by Fred Heekner, who is also the chameleon in the upcoming Kraven the Hunter movie.
Oh, great.
Yeah, so he's going places.
My
You seem so
goodness.
disappointed.
Okay, well, you want to hear my notes?
Yeah, let's just go back and forth.
All right.
Hit me with a note, and then I'll tell you why it's wrong.
It felt more like a remake than a sequel. Paul Mescal
It's a legacy sequel.
did a good job, but like he also like halfway through the movie he started doing a Russell Crowe impression. Like when he's giving his speech to the freed slaves, like he changes his voice. He's like, "Now you," and it's like, "Fuck!" Like it sounds like Russell Crowe.
I just think he knows, like the character, like knows his confidence begins to like embody him more as the movie goes on.
I mean, I think there was one actor and
met him once.
character who did know that they were doing a sequel and brought something new.
You're gonna say Denzel Washington.
Denzel.
You just love him.
Well,
Yeah.
I I thought
he was awesome.
His performance was incredible, but also his character.
Yeah,
like
so many details to it.
Like he was a slave to the great Marcus Aurelius. So like, how good is Marcus Aurelius that he holds slaves? And now he's like, this is the true Roman dream that I can take power. And I was like,
totally. It was like the capitalist dream in a way.
Exactly.
Like, where else can you be a slave?
That's exactly what it was. And I was like, fuck, this is pretty good. This is a good thread to pull on.
Loved his whole character, because that could have been such a throwaway or like kind of fun character that you never really forget. But like when you put an actor of that caliber, I think maybe him and like I feel like he gets very involved in the parts he plays. And I feel like he identified with like that former slave wanting revenge, and like I think that's what he kind of like gravitated towards, because he at this stage in his career, like he's not interested in just doing like big movies for the sake of it.
Do you know what his last movie is going to be before he retires?
Black Panther 3.
Black Panther 3. Because that was Chadwick Boseman's like one of his things. He's like, it's not Black Panther unless we get Denzel.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
He said, Ryan's writing me apart.
Like, that's fucking sick.
You know, it's going to be a shit DH flashback when he was the Black Panther.
I was the first Black Panther.
Anyway, getting off topic.
Okay. Pedro Pascal, underused.
He was so good.
He was in like 3 scenes.
Yeah,
dude. We were joking about how he's the busiest man in Hollywood. Well, no fucking wonder. He's just cameos all the time now.
Whew.
I did think.
The bait and switch was great, because it made you think he was the bad guy.
I
did call that. I just fucking knew it.
You read spoilers. You know.
No, I don't. I don't read Gladiator 2 spoilers.
Oh, the script was out for a couple weeks. You subtly hinted at it too. You're like, oh, you know, this movie's been out for a week.
Are you coming at me live on air right now?
No,
I swear to God.
I know you wouldn't.
I just knew that Pedro would eventually be good. And I knew that Denzel Washington, you could tell he was like, again, just by knowing the size of the actor. It's like...
It almost would have been better if, like, it would have been...
Okay, we'll get Ridley on the phone. Alvin's got an idea of how to improve the
movie. I'm just saying, you fucking love this bit, all right? It almost would have been better that where Paul Mescal kills Pedro Pascal before absolving him. Just to kind of intertwine things a bit, where he kills Pedro, but then his mom tells him blah, 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 and he's kind of live with this guilt that Pedro was actually good. You know what I mean? Instead of forgiving him and then Pedro dies from the arrows, I thought it would have been a bit more character
But I think
growth.
that was the catalyst that he needed to go ahead and do it. Like, see another good man who was like part of his brother.
And then he got his entertainment when he's like, is this how Rome treats its heroes?
Yeah, that was a good impression.
Thank you.
That
was a great scene.
Yeah.
The movie,
you just complained about it.
No, I did. and then you just unraveled it in like one sentence, all right? I did really like, this is pretty interesting, like 4 of the 5 top billing, dead.
Yeah, that was cool.
That was fucking sick.
Lots of good deaths. We got our gore requests.
Yes.
Lots of blood, arms, bones, people getting torn apart.
The baboon fight and the rhino fight were both very strong.
Yeah.
The ship scene was a little half-baked.
I thought he was going to get knocked in the water. I wanted to see him get out of that.
The sharks looked...
Don't say as if it's one of many complaints.
The sharks looked abysmal.
They didn't really show the sharks that much.
The CGI was horrendous.
You think so? I didn't really notice.
But that scene and then the fight against Pedro Pascal, like, again,
it was good. It was hard hitting.
It was a little half baked, man. Half baked.
You didn't like getting the armor and all that?
I didn't mind.
You look pretty sick with the tassels.
Yeah, I didn't mind.
That was cool.
The fight with Denzel, like, come on, Denzel's like 65.
Yeah, but he's a former gladiator, so that's why he had all that in him.
I missed that.
And he knew how to fight. I thought that was quite a nice addition.
Yeah. All right. Keep going.
They didn't do the classic, you have to like level the protagonist right before they fight the main bad guy. Like they get stabbed or they hurt themselves doing something. I thought he was going to maybe take an arrow to like the waist or something.
Oh, okay,
and have to fight him with that.
Okay, yeah, I like that.
But again, they kind of did that in the first one, so maybe that's why they chose not to. One performance I have to be a little bit critical of is Connie, what's her second name?
Connie Nelson?
She was pretty weak. Lots of like kind of soapy, kind of like...
They didn't give her much. And obviously like...
One of the few characters returning.
Yeah, legacy casting kind of thing.
But she's very pivotal to the plot. Like,
I
was actually surprised like how weaved in the action she was. But I just, for some reason, I just don't think she was... I think Paul was like, give me something to work with here. I could like see him in the scenes, the few scenes they did have.
What'd you think of Joseph Quinn and like the Emperor twins? Like another like a little bit half baked.
It was getting lots of laughs from the audience. I found them funny. Their petulance is always amusing.
I wanted more of them. You know, they didn't. I don't know.
I thought Joseph Quinn is someone that I think he didn't have much more to do other than sort of just reinvent the Joaquin Phoenix performance.
And he just kind of dialed it up to 11, did some yelling, did some like goofiness.
Yeah, like I enjoyed the sort of plot of Denzel like manipulating everyone and then easily manipulating the two twins and literally like grabbing his arm and doing the killing forms. Very cool. Shakespearean, very cool.
Yeah.
Reminded me of apparently it was Denzel's like first historical epic.
Didn't you do Macbeth last year?
Yeah, but that's not really an epic.
Can you make it epic?
Yes, he can. I really liked the flashback that weaved in, like the very ending of the film when he was getting carried away, Maximus, and then it just like the camera pulls away and you can almost see him.
Yeah,
that was cool. That was very good. You were right about the sand. I didn't think they do the sand.
Yeah,
again.
they did the sand. I thought the last shot when he like goes,
you thought he was gonna see him, old man Russell Crowe.
No. When
Hello,
he
my son.
He like looks at a spot in the Gladiator and starts like grabbing the sand. I thought they were gonna dig up the fucking toys. I don't know if you remember the end of the first round, and I was like, please don't fucking do this.
That'd be so bad.
Dude, I was like cringing in my seat. I was like, oh god.
I did think they were gonna fucking like have a DH Russell Crowe for a second there.
Come out
with the hand and the
stairs.
fingers. I was like, hello, my son. Just that was just loop his performance from Man of Steel.
Hanno will now have to fight his father.
Hello, my son. They've got him all juiced up like a big chair. A few new tricks up my sleeve. Turns into like Dr. Robotic. Now he must fight his father.
Sorry.
Thoughts on Paul Mescal as James Bond? Did that movie push you more towards it or more?
Yeah, like it definitely. Well, I mean, the physicality is there for sure.
Yeah.
Like even in this movie,
with like the high,
exactly, yeah,
fucking ripped.
Physical actor and good range as well. Like I haven't seen him. I haven't seen him in anything except for this.
Yeah,
everyone just tells me how good he is.
Yeah, apparently, I don't know if this is true, but I did get it right before the movie. Timothy Chalamet was also considered for the lead of this. But Ridley preferred Paul Mescal because he could see the rage and the fury and also had the emotional depth.
Okay.
Whereas Tim hasn't either of those.
Probably... Okay, lay off. Tim would have done a decent job, but people just would have made fun of it in the lead up.
It's too Pauly.
He's such a twink. Oh my god. I'm so done with that joke. Like, what are people going to do when he like puts on 20 pounds?
When he gets the Batman
Yeah,
role?
exactly.
Batman like, Beyond?
Fuck off. Yeah, that's so true, dude.
Yeah. Okay, so what else? I loved the bait and switch with Pedro Pascal and Denzel.
I like the Denzel thread for sure.
Yeah, it was really really enjoyable.
There were some slow moments, but that harkens back to the epic. Like even like can you make it epic? Even the I guess the climax, or like the very end where he fights Denzel. Like you kind of want to see that battle between the two armies. Obviously, it doesn't make sense storyline wise, but like
it was a bit I wouldn't say there was anything in the movie that like really shocked me because like I kind of knew the two armies because it's not a war epic where you're gonna see some big battle.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you saw one at the beginning.
It's
of the
a tale
first
of hope.
It's about the Gladiator angle. So
yes.
like the final has to be around that. I can't just be some generic war battle.
But then even that final Gladiator fight when he's like defending his mom, like that was a bit half baked as well. There's like a couple sword swings and then she gets murked.
Yeah, but that was cool how he decided to kill her.
Yeah. But I mean, anything Denzel related, I enjoyed.
Yeah, but like you at the same time, like, do you really want the action scenes that are there to just be of a certain length for the sake of it? Like, I kind of like that they got going, they gave you a bit, and then it's like, hey, we don't need. We're not here for watching Transformers. This is. I
know, but like, part of me wanted Transformers in a Gladiator dome, right?
No.
I'm probably gonna get fucking flamed for saying
that. John Carter for that.
Oh, I do have John Carter for that. I got fucking Thor Ragnarok for that.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, let's just check the RT. I believe I saw 71 critic.
Okay.
And I think I'm imagining a higher 84 audience. So, yeah, or 85 has just gone up. You're not going to be alone. I think there's going to be a number of people that agree with you that, not like you say, not that you didn't like it, but you just wanted a little bit more meat on the bone.
Yeah, and like,
is that fair?
I think Ridley as a director excels in telling a story. He doesn't excel as in combat. I think I'd say that.
Yeah. I mean, I have a feeling, I don't really think he's that involved in the combat stuff. I think it's like second unit director, stunt coordinating team.
Yeah.
He kind of...
I mean, you can't say for sure.
He strolls in for like a few minutes in the meeting. Yeah, looks good. Get me Paul.
All in all, like...
He's good with actors. I think that's like one of his... I think he's really good at picking the right actors that complement each other.
Yeah, okay.
And I think that's what he did in this movie. I liked it more than Napoleon.
Oh, most definitely, yeah.
Do you think that there's like any merit to any of the Oscar talk that you were putting before? Like, do you think it could be... I don't think it's going to be nominated for Best Picture.
No, and probably not Best Picture. I
think
Denzel's
got a
Denzel
shout.
nom.
Yeah.
For some reason, like, I wonder if people are going to call for a Paul Mescal nom. Like, he does give a lot in this movie.
Gives a lot, yeah.
But it's not amazing, but he gives a lot.
Yeah.
So, like, do you get a nom for, like, kind of putting it all out there?
Yeah, I mean, that's what the Best Actor category is supposed to be. It's not just the way you handle, like, emotional dialogue. It's like, what did you give to the role?
Yes.
And he certainly gave a lot of physicality.
100%.
A lot of training, I'm sure. Like, he looked very handy. He looked very, like, threatening.
And, yeah, they never, like, made him super, super sexy. He was always grimy.
Yeah.
He always had, like, cuts and bruises.
Barbarian kind of look.
That's
with,
exactly
it.
And I noticed because the other gladiators had like shitty teeth. Even his teeth were like stained and dirty, and I was like, okay, that's like, I'm glad we're not like making
like
elevating our star.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, that's such a good. Yeah,
exactly. So that was good. Orlando Bloom is the other one.
Yeah, such a pretty boy.
Yeah. So that was all good. Like, I think it obviously it's not real and authentic, but like it had a sort of like dirtier feel and not just like an overly
the color grading
cleansed.
it was like a bit dimmer and it wasn't very vibrant.
Desaturated.
Yeah, perfect. And I think that worked.
Yep. I know we don't really do the ratings, but yeah, I enjoyed this.
Do a rating for sure.
Yeah, like I'm sort of in that 8 territory. Like I don't feel let down by it. I think as well, like I think what you said's true, and that go to this movie expecting a slower pace.
Mm-hmm. It's very similar to the first one.
Totally. And normally I'd say like, oh, like you don't have to see the first one. Like I would, if possible, I would rewatch the first one because I think the relationships have a little bit more weight if you've seen it recently.
Yeah.
And go to a comfy theater. We went in an uncomfy theater, and that could have been contributing.
That's true. I was
getting a little grumpy.
I was shifting. I had to get into it with 2 people who stole our seats.
That was
at the beginning.
Crazy. Shout out if you're listening.
Yeah, could you imagine?
That was wild. A couple of frauds.
Yeah, they had tickets for Thursday and we're trying to claim.
Oh.
Yeah.
They try to big bro us. Like, we're the elders.
Exactly,
we're the elders. We know.
They try to fucking pull a Denzel on us and we'll bait and switch, but not happening.
No. Is that better?
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
These are our seats.
Yeah, I mean, I think after discussing this with you, I am liking it a bit more.
Yeah.
It's by no means a bad movie.
No, definitely not. I won't hear anyone be like, oh, it was mid. It wasn't mid. It was better than mid.
It's a good movie. It's not Best Picture worthy. It's not going to blow your mind.
Yeah. But I think it's going to do well. I think the audience, it was a busy theater.
Yeah.
I think if it's a good like family kind of like Christmas time. Go see it with your dad.
Yeah. Boxing Day with your dad. Like, oh, he's going to love it.
Yeah, totally. So yeah, no, that was fun. But no, I respect your opinions.
Yeah. But yeah, I had a lot of fun. Good to get to the theater experience again, even if it was horribly uncomfortable.
Yeah. Do we have one more in us before the year's out?
What about a little Nosferatu?
Oh, back to our roots.
We got to do Robert Eggers. Like he's
back to our roots.
He's a sick and twisted bastard, and so are we.
Yeah. Oh, that sounds good. Let's try and get that in.
Well, thanks for listening. I've been Aman.
I've been Anthony.